Okay, I'm here trying to do this in 10-minute segments. My last video was last night. I finished up at 7 minutes. My phone, frankly, it cut off on me. So, let's see. There we go. So, anyways, I'm back and I'm going to start doing my commentary on this video from Kent Hovind and Dr. Syngenesis. It seems that Kent Hovind is taking the position of he is a heliocentric free grace believer. I am a free grace believer, but I have taken the position of flat Earth, and mainly because of the firmament. And now that I know what the firmament is, I'm gonna be going with that. So I do sort of a party cab service. I'm an Uber driver, and I do sort of a party cab service, and I got this light going here, and sort of have a good time with my riders. We play loud music and do karaoke, you know. So anyways, but fortunately I work the airports too, and it's during these long waits here at the airport that I can sit down and start doing these videos. So let's get it going.
Hello folks, my name is Kent Hovind in Lenox, Alabama at Dinosaur Adventureland. I taught high school science and math for 15 years and now been an evangelist teaching on science and the Bible for many, many years. And we're going to have a special guest on our program today, Dr. Robert Syngenesis, who wrote the book on the Flat Earth, Flat Wrong. And I'm going to interview him in a minute here. And then he also was a movie, The Principle, that he did. So I'm going to have Dr. Syngenesis tell a little bit about himself, and he's a Catholic. We'll have to work on that later on. But he did a fabulous job dealing with the topic of...
Catholics do not believe in free grace salvation, and they do not adhere to the canon of Scripture. That's one major problem with Catholicism. Two major problems. So, and of course, I would, at this point in my life, I would contend that the third major problem is that they believe in the heliocentric model. So, three-pronged problem right there. Okay, anyways, let's go ahead and...
Flat Earth, which is becoming... Well, actually, I'm hoping the Flat Earth movement goes global. That would be appropriate if that would happen. Get back to the globe idea. Okay, Dr. Syngenesis, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I am the executive producer and creator of the movie The Principle that came out in theaters in 2014.
Okay, so this is the guy who's directly responsible for the movie The Principle. Very interesting that Kent Hovind would choose to talk to this guy. Because he is a geocentric. He takes the position of geocentrism, which is actually not a Catholic position. The Catholics are heliocentrists. So this guy is, he's not going along with the Catholic churches on that. However, the movie The Principle, it had some issues, being that he interviewed a lot of mainstream scientists about our position in the universe and that sort of thing. And they said a lot of stuff in that video that they would not have said. They probably wouldn't have even have given the interviews if they did not if they were approached differently. If they were approached and said, hey, we want to do a documentary about heliocentric. I'm gonna see what it looks like with this light off. Okay, we need the light. Okay, so yeah, they wanted to do the documentary. If they were approached about the documentary from a geocentric stance, they probably would have not agreed to do the documentary. And but they did agree to do it because they did not know that they were, gonna be put into it to talk, to talk about the controversial geocentric stance. So, anyways, let's keep on going here.
The Copernican principle, which is the abiding law of modern science today, that everything that they believe is based on the Copernican theory, and that well, anyway, that's how I that's my claim to fame, so to speak. I have a bachelor's, master's, and PhD in religious studies, and I got involved with the flat Earth topic because an institution had contacted me and wanted me to write a 30-page paper trying to silence the flat Earth movement. And I said, oh, this should be no sweat. I'll have it ready for you next week. And because I had to put a little bit of work into a paper about 6 months prior, and it was about 20 pages long. And I figured, okay, I'll just add 10 more pages. And so I started to work on it. And this was back in, where are we at, July? This was October of last year. So as I began to work on the paper and look at the YouTube videos that were up, and there's thousands of them out there if you haven't noticed, everybody has something to say about a flat Earth. I went through some of the videos, and some of the men out there who are...
Now, I'll be the first to say, I do not believe that he went through all of the good ones, because there's a lot of questions on here where he should have... There's a lot of points on it. Oh, he might have put them in the book, but he didn't. He should have included them in this video, and we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Let's keep it going.
Advocating the flat Earth are very intelligent men. Some of them are just looking out for, fame and fortune with their 15 minutes of fame. They don't really have much to say. So
I am not looking for fame and fortune. And I actually have been fighting, not really wanting to cover this subject, not really wanting to jump in. But it's really starting to get heated up, and I am putting in my position now. I'm putting in my skin into the game. So, because this is really becoming a big deal in my mind. All right, let's keep it going.
Separate the wheat from the chaff, and you find out who really knows what they're talking about, and they can use the science and the Bible and try to defend their arguments for a flat Earth. So as I got into this whole thing back in October, I began to see that it's a lot more involved than just saying, well, the flat Earth is impossible and just brushing it off. Some of these gentlemen have some very sophisticated scientific arguments. Some of those arguments actually do make it appear as if the Earth is flat, believe it or not. And in order to refute these videos, you have to know the science better than they do. And so you have to go deep into it. You have to know some physics. You have to know some astronomy. You have to know how lenses work when they take pictures from cameras. You have to know aeronautics, geography, you name it. Each video that I was confronted with actually looked at this problem from a different angle.
All right, we're gonna cut it off right there. I got an alarm going off, so I'm gonna take care of this. I'll come back with more in the next video.